Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Circular Republic Festival here in the Munich Urban Collab. It's so great to see all of you here. And of course, everyone who is joining from online. Hi, nice to meet you and nice to see all of you today.
Warm welcome, everybody. We are Totenia Hörner and Leonhard Niemer, and we are your moderators here on the green stage for the next 2 days. Totenia, we've been here in November 2023 for the first Circular Republic Festival, and just looking in the audience, I see some familiar faces. So
I think so, right? So who of you is here for the very first time? Please raise your hand. I want to know what familiar faces you have seen.
Yes, over there.
Right there. Perfect. So everyone who has been here already, please give our newbies a warm round of applause. Now, Leo, since this is not the same as 2 years ago, tell us what to expect within the next 2 days.
So first of all, our theme for this year, how to build a competitive advantage. I think safe to say circular economy has been developing quite fast and rapidly over the coming years and months. We have quite a lot of things going on for you. Very detailed program here. Just to give you some highlights. First of all, we want to talk about the role of circular economy as a driver for innovation. The role of circular economy as an enabler for supply chain resilience, how to deal with resource scarcity. We're going to dive into specific industries. Automotive, we're going to talk about electronics, chemistry, and of course, how to finance this transformation. This is only day one. Tomorrow, we're going to dive into regulatory developments on a national level, on the European Union level. We're going to explore more the role of AI. We have a startup award coming up. And all of that is also only here on the green stage. We still have the blue stage and quite a lot more going on.
Exactly. So who of you has already applied or is planning to participate at a workshop? Please raise your hand if you do. Okay, quite some people. So good news for all of you who didn't raise their hand. We still have some spots free. So in case you would really like to participate in a workshop, on the first floor, we have the workshop area open. And of course, as Leo mentioned, a lot of startups who will be presenting their solutions in the startup area and also exhibiting what they have done so far. And all in all, I'm of course here to mention that we have something new this year. It is the Materials Lab. So your opportunity to check out new materials you might not have considered so far. And this is made by Studio Niemer. And of course, we do have a really beautiful flower artist who has also exhibited there. And she's called Sarah Majoral. So I'm very excited that we have so many things to offer this year.
So for sure, safe to say, a lot of things going on. Are you guys all ready to get started? All right, that is needed, right? We need a lot of energy for this big transformation ahead. So let's start with the official welcome by the Circular Republic founding team. The three of them, I guess, most of you know them because you've been engaging with them, in contact, working with them. And it's just only a couple of months and a few years that you guys have established Circular Republic. I mean, we had the first festival in November 2023. It's really incredible to see how far you have come, how you've built the team. And I was wondering about the critical success factors. I mean, they combine expertise in consulting, industry, the scientific background, the academic background. So that might be the secret sauce. With this, long story short, let's welcome them with a big applause. Susanne Kartner, Matthias Wallweg, Niklas Alexander Maus. All righty.
Incredibly proud moment. Thanks for being here to all of you, to our second Circular Republic Festival this year. Who knows what Circular Republic is doing besides organizing festivals?
Yeah, hands up, please.
That's not everyone yet, so allow me to repeat it a little bit. Our mission is to build an ecosystem for circular economy, not only for sustainability, but also for a prosperous and a resilient future. And that's important for us because that's also partly a narrative change that we're driving. Circular economy for us is something that is really a business success factor. You see that around here, right? It's not only youth, it's also elder people. It's a lot of the gents in the room are wearing suits, right? This is something around business models. The startups in here are all of them are striving to become unicorns, right? Everyone here wants to be a billionaire. And that's something I think circular economy can achieve, and that's something we're trying to facilitate, to be a catalyst for circularity business at the largest entrepreneurship innovation ecosystem in Munich. And their great success factors come together. This super large entrepreneurship ecosystem, the new approach to really build circular economy as a business success factor, and the power of the ecosystem with all those startups, and that's why we're here for. We're doing that on the ground by doing project, Nicholas will say a little bit more about it, by enabling all the companies to walk into that direction. We'll hear in a second from Susanne, and we could be silent around it, but we're not, obviously not. And you all know that we're trying to be super loud about it because of 3 reasons. Firstly, because there are network effects. It's like for telephones or social media, the more they do it, the better for everyone. It has network effects, mean it has scale effects. If everyone's starting to engage in circular business, it's cheaper for everyone, it's more profitable for everyone, and that's why it does make sense to be loud about it, and that's why we also engage with all our company partners, with all the startups, to spread the stories, to spread their messages. That is important. Secondly, it's also more fun. We're also enjoying the contact with all of you, enjoy telling the stories, be together with you. That's also something we're trying to facilitate the next 2 days. You will all be hopefully networking quite a bit. I did forget the third thing, but doesn't matter. One more sentence on the festival. We're trying to walk the talk because, yes, it's about business, but it is about sustainable business. The festival is as good as it gets waste-free, as good as it gets emission-free. We're compensating the remaining emissions. One cool example on your badges, by the way, you might have noticed that this is a special kind of paper that your name tag is made of. You can draw something on it. For example, this means it's fully paper-based. You can put it to paper garbage. It's fully recyclable as paper, not like potentially previous ones where there was a plastic foil behind. This one is completely paper. It's even food grade. You could eat your badge. Thanks for eSend, our event agency that helped us to make this festival really walk the talk. And now maybe over to you, Nicholas, to tell a little bit more about what we're doing on the ground.
Yeah, we're going to be definitely talking a lot on these 2 days, but of course the impulses that we want to generate, they don't unfold from talking, but from acting and from getting things done, and that's precisely what we're here for. You mentioned it, we're here at UnternehmerTUM. This is not any place, this is Europe's largest innovation and entrepreneurship hub, #1 in all of Europe. And so entrepreneurship and getting things done is basically written in our name and carved into our DNA, also with Circular Republic, of course. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're trying to realize pilots and scale them, and we're also going to be discussing some of these projects that we're running right now with our corporate partners, with startups during these 2 days. This afternoon, I'll be discussing industry electronics and automation technologies, where we capture the value of really high-tech components and products that would usually go to waste at their end of use, and thereby actually create a business case for everyone involved. Because, as said, capturing value, that means that there's also a new cake to distribute. In the tactile space, we're working on EPR schemes, really systematically leveraging the framework conditions to change the industry. And we're also dealing with operationalizing re-commerce, also both topics we'll be discussing this afternoon. And thirdly, whole automotive industry and also packaging industry, also projects and panels going on this afternoon. In all these contexts, it takes entrepreneurial thinking and entrepreneurial action, and tomorrow here on this green stage, we'll see the new version of our startup landscape. And there I can already teaser to you, it's still booming. It's an incredible development that we see no matter the overall economic conditions. And that gives us hope that we're seeing here the glimpse of the macroeconomic development right in these trailblazers that we have out there. We need entrepreneurs, we need intrapreneurs to make this change happen. And I bet you one thing, that right now, today, on this entire globe, and that's something we've obviously managed, you will not find one single place with a higher density of precisely those trailblazers and change makers than right here, right now in this building, and that is something why we're here. Woo! But still, Susanne, of course, it's not only the individuals, it's not only the front runners. What does it take to really scale the change?
Yeah. Spoiler, companies need to change as well. And that's a big challenge. You know, pilot projects, startup collaboration is really at the heart of what we do. But the fundamental change comes if you look into the organization. It's a big challenge, but it's a big opportunity as well. So today, during the festival, we have over 100 companies here. That's 100 different perspectives, 100 different starting points, but it's also more than 100 different ways and ideas that we can connect and bring together. So if you are curious how this change within organization really happens, there's a range of opportunities and offers we have during the festival. One already starts this afternoon, and it's basically reimagine your products, but reimagine them through a gamified redesign challenge. It's going to be exciting, I tell you. Tomorrow, you can get your circularity pulse checked, whatever that means, find out. You can discuss with us what the role of AI and data in a circular economy is. And then last, but definitely not least, a very exciting panel, the Circularity Catalyst, where we're going to talk with high-level people, and you will see that the real transformation is not happening with the people driving it from within. And with that, I really want to thank everyone involved in making this possible. I'm so much looking forward to these 2 days and what's going to be happening in this space, all the different ideas that are going to be connected. And with this, I'm going to hand over to our founding fathers, as we call them, Helmut Schönenberger from UnternehmerTUM and Alexander Bilgeri from BMW. Thank you.
All right, warm welcome.
Thank you.
Good to have you with us here again.
I like the idea of founding father. It has this impression of Mount Rushmore.
And does it give you pressure, responsibility? How do you feel about it?
Pardon?
Does it give you pressure?
No, it is a good feeling, but I don't want to have a Mount Rushmore here in Munich. There are other goals I have and targets, and I think, Helmut, you too. It's not being written in stone.
No, it's not at all.
So we've been together on stage in November 2023. Almost 1.5 years ago, a lot of things have happened and changed. I mean, now fast forward 2025, I would say the overall geopolitical situation is somewhat special and has changed tremendously. Alexander, I just want to also get a sense from you as a company representative. Do you feel that this, with all the tariff chaos out there, the economic insecurity and instability that we have, is this really pushing companies now more towards implementing circular economy, or do you feel that's somehow an illusion?
So, as a human being, I'm not happy how geopolitics went. But in the light of circular and circularity, it's a catalyst. Because all of a sudden, people and companies understand that trading globally is not so easy anymore, that getting resources out of other countries is not so easy anymore. And they are now starting to focus more and more on what is already here, what did we get out of the soil already, and how can we keep this in the system? And I think it's a catalyst from linear to circular economy. And all of a sudden, all the companies are thinking, okay, if world is changing so dramatically, how can we save our business model? And that's the good idea for every startup, because all of a sudden the ideas are needed, because companies can't do it alone. They have to get their hands on the new ideas. Think about high voltage batteries. Everybody is talking about e-mobility. At the end of the life cycle of a car, 10, 15 years, there is this high voltage battery. And we know that mid-2035, mid-2030s, a huge volume of high voltage batteries are coming back, and they have to be recycled and kept in the system. And we need an idea to industrialize, to scale this by mid-2030. And that's now why you all are coming in. You have to deliver the ideas because the companies can't do it alone. And they need the push from the outside world. And that's the reason why we said Circular Republic 3 years, 4 years ago is a good idea, because we would like to become Munich from a company side, from an educational side, and so on, to the Circular Valley, to the Circular Republic of this world. Bring together money, ideas, companies, an ecosystem to create these ideas. Otherwise, we will have the problem that our business models won't work any longer.
Bringing together companies and all the ecosystem, Helmut, that's kind of your task. So let's hear more from you also how that works.
Exactly, Helmut. And I mean, you're the CEO of UnternehmerTUM, and you have been observing different startups coming up. And as Alexander said, it needs innovation. And I think a startup space at the Munich Urban Co-World is a perfect place where this just comes up. So what would you say is the main driver, the source of energy for all those startup founders? Is it mainly sustainability reasons, or is it also maybe a business factor? Because Matze said it right in the beginning. Circular economy is a business factor. Is that what motivates the startup founders? What is it? Help us to understand.
Yeah, what I think is what really changed is that it now gets really real, that circular becomes a business. And Alexander, what you said, just imagine what he said. So you now have all these great BMW cars out there with a lot of batteries in there, a lot of batteries. And so they come back, maybe, but when is the life cycle over?
10, 15 years.
In 10, 15 years. So you have millions of tons of these batteries, and they are worth a lot of money. And this is business opportunity, okay? And I think this is what people realize now, okay? That there are these opportunities, that there's substantial money behind it, there are real problems behind it. And I think this is now also how we perceive it for the last 2 years, is that it's really getting traction. And actually Niklas was saying it, that we will publish the circular startup landscape. Thank you for giving me a preview. And what we see here is also in the numbers. So in total, if you look at the European startup landscape and also the VC landscape, so we are more or less kind of stable or a little bit declining. But Niklas, what's the fantastic point about startups and in the circular space is that it's totally booming. So we see it in numbers of startups, but what's for us also super important is also in VC money. So a lot of money is pouring in, and I think this is a really good early indicator that this is real business.
To add to this,
Yes,
what I
please.
like very much is the fact, and you have it on the agenda, I think this afternoon, get the controller on board. All of a sudden, it's not the idea of whatever department we can do something for the environment and it's good for the world. So now it's hard facts. And getting the controller on board, if I can explain them, that we will save money, that we can get us future-proof, and we have as an add-on a positive impact on our environment, then everybody understands it. And all of a sudden, the controller checks, makes his check and said, okay, he makes the check and writes the check.
But maybe one thing to emphasize.
Also to make clear that this is really also a serious situation. So on one side, this is a huge business opportunity, but on the other side, this is also a call for action, and for us as Europeans. And as Alexander has said, it's, okay, we are in a geopolitical situation which is not nice, okay? But it also gives us opportunities, and I think what we have to do as Europeans now is, for the next 5 to 10 years, really build up a really strong circular economy, which makes a lot of money and hopefully also contributes to a sustainable world. But this is now our challenge to do. And so thank you for being here, but that's our goal here and our challenge and our task to really make it happen now.
So a lot of work
Let's
for all
go.
of you here in the room. Yeah, a little bit of applause. So a lot of work for the next 5 to 10 years. Maybe let's talk about the next 1 and 2 days, and let's talk a little bit about your expectations for the festival, expectations towards all of us here. Any specific questions, topics you would love to see resonate with the audience, Alexander?
Not necessarily a question, but a task for all of you. It's, from my perspective, and I'm trying to repeat this all the time, it's now about cooperation and collaboration. And I always say, think of a harbor. In a harbor, there are small boats, big boats, middle boats, and if the water rises, all the boats rise. So it's not now about the big ships, the corporates have to go away, or the small ships. It's all together because this is our chance and we can make the difference. And that only works if we work together, if we collaborate, and if we make the difference. And that was the starting point when we talked 4 years ago, that we should make something different.
Yeah, and at the beginning we were talking about like the fathers, but it's really a big family, and for us, like these guys, BMW, they are like the big brothers for us. They help us and help our startups a lot, and this openness is so important, and this is also the special mix we have here in Munich, in Bavaria, in Europe, in Germany, is that we have these large leading companies like BMW or PreZero, all great companies like BSH, you name them. You have super cool Mittelstands companies, and you have the young guys coming out of great research institutions. And what we do now, and also thank you to the role model of BMW, is that really get together and get into action. And then I think my dream will get true, that super cool, great innovations and startups will come out here, which create a lot of value and create a lot of jobs here. And I think that's our task. Thanks.
So
Sounds
let's
great.
get into action. Thank you very much, Helmut. Thank you very much, Alexander. Good to have you with us here again at the Circular Republic Festival. Thank you. All right.
Thanks a lot for the insights you have given us. We really appreciate it. And I think there's already like a red line that goes through the opening by the founders, but also by these two spiritual fathers, as they have been called, that this is serious. Helmut has said it. Circular economy is not just a sustainability question. This is serious, and sustainability might end or come out of it anyways. So we now have a question for you. So you will see the Wi-Fi password behind of me in case you haven't been connected yet. And we really want to know from all of you here, what is actually driving you to push circular economy forward? Is it mainly the question of the thing said as by the founders before, it is the economical factors, or are you saying, no, seriously, the ecological factors are the main drivers for me because I want my kids and my grandkids to be living in this generation, or maybe also other factors. So we will be having a Menti question. I hope you've all connected to the Wi-Fi already, and you can now exactly,
Take a photo.
don't have to tell you. Scan the QR code, enter the code.
I am the QR code.
You're not the QR
Scan Leo.
code,
Yeah,
Leo.
sorry. That's a big QR code. That should work. Okay, I come back in the middle. Let's get everybody on Menti. People are there, 52, 58, 60. All right, so let's get the question right. I mean, you just mentioned it already. We want to really learn from you what's the driving force, and that will be interesting.
So what drives you most to implement circularity in your business? Ecological factors, economical factors, social factors, or maybe others that we haven't considered yet? So for now, ecological factors. Don't think.
So we got
close.
160 answers coming in. So full house today, and also everybody online. Really interesting. Now that's the race between ecological and economical factors. But I think picture's getting pretty clear, right?
Yeah.
So again, I'll jump
Quite
off the
tight.
picture.
So Leo, did you expect that?
To be honest, yes, because we didn't really talk about the social factors, and that's interesting from our work in the field of circular economy. That is somehow neglected right now. I mean, you emphasized really on the economic importance, which was a business opportunity, money opportunity. Now it keeps changing towards supply chain resilience, like the resource aspect becomes more important. Social dimension, maybe that's a little bit call to action for all of us. I think there's a tremendous social dimension of a circular economy. Think of all the informal waste sectors around the world where you can really empower people, lift people out of poverty, where you have to build infrastructure. So I'm somehow not surprised, but I would also give this a little bit as work back to the group. Let's really think about the social dimension of the circular economy as well. So thank you very much for this first Menti. We have more Mentis coming up because it's really for us interesting to figure out what's the opinion in the room and want to learn from you.